Okay? Religion, non-religion. Very simple concept. And I'm actually surprised at the amount of people who will buy into that bullshit that atheism is a religion. Stop taking people's words for it. Look it up yourself. You know, one of the big differences, aside from our way of thinking when it comes to atheists and, say, any other religious person, the big difference is that the religious person, him or herself, has come from a religion, and even if they've changed religions, specific religion, they stayed with religion. Okay? Atheists, you have to understand, how many atheists can you point to that came from mommy and daddy scientists and were, you know, raised as atheists? You can't point to that many people. So most atheists actually come from religious background. A lot of us know what's in the Bible, dude. Okay? A lot of us have heard preachers talk and priests. And we've listened to the Pope and all this other crap, you know? And we came to our own logical conclusions that this cannot be real. Now, I can't sit here and argue with you about the origin of life, because that's the big unanswerable question. Guess what? Religion doesn't answer it either. Just because you make up a fairy tale and put it in a book does not mean it's the answer. Science in and of itself is the only philosophy that can actually get us answers in the real world. Yeah, I know you say scientists lie, but they don't in general. They don't lie. Generally, they don't. And I know you're a big conspiracy theorist. So I do find it troubling that being such a big conspiracy theorist, you still buy into other people's, you know, bullshit. Every time you go into a church, man, they're spitting bullshit. If a guy walks up to me in the middle of the fucking street and tells me he talks to God, I'm going to think he's clinically insane. But you put that same motherfucker on a pedestal or in front of an altar at a church, and all of a sudden he's a hero. Speaking as an outsider looking into society, because I kind of consider myself on the outside, the fringe. You know, I'd love to be part of mainstream, but mainstream seems too ignorant these days. Yeah, maybe as an outsider looking in to the supernatural, which is what God is. It's supernatural. It's werewolves and vampires and gods and angels and demons. It bothers me because I don't see our society as a whole getting better because of religious beliefs. The only thing that gives us any progress are scientists, especially people like physicists. They drag us. They drag us by our fucking hair. And by us, I'm talking about the United States in specific. They drag us by our fucking hair, kicking and screaming like children, into the next millennia, the next age, the modern world. While religion just sits there and pulls at the fucking strings and tries to rein everything back to a heathen past, back to an unlearned, illogical, ignorant society. And I can't consider myself part of that society because it drives me insane to think that I'm a part of it. I'm sure this is going to incite more videos, and if it does, we'll do this video thing for a while because I have a lot of things to say, but mostly, if you're going to make a video, dude, and you're going to direct it at a group of people, you have to understand you need to get better facts straight. Atheism is not taking over this country. Atheism has been being held back for the past 150 years. Okay? We've been the ones getting held back. Don't come on here and act like we're oppressing your beliefs. Like somehow the smallest minority in the United States is somehow the oppressor of the great religious majority. It's false. Okay? So all I'm asking is that when you come on here and say something and do something, you have to understand people, you're going to get You're going to get fallout. You're going to get backfire. I mean, people are going to come out of the woodwork when they see videos like that. And as I'm sure all you Bible thumpers will come out of the woodwork when you see this shit. Oh, and speaking of Bible thumping and how you're not going to bow down to Christians or atheists or anybody, you're basically saying you're an atheist. Because as I corrected your definition of atheism to the proper definition of atheism, you're saying you don't believe in anything. that's basically atheism, buddy. And also, on an ending note to this video, I would like to point out that religion is cultivated. It's homegrown. Every single child that is born, okay, ready for this. Every single child on the whole planet of Earth that is born is an atheist the day they're born. Dispute that. Because how can you be religious if you lack knowledge of religion? I would say that babies are less ignorant than religious people. Because they haven't been taught the ignorance yet. Yeah, they can't talk. They can't do anything for themselves, but they're not confined by some bullshit rhetoric that's been spit out of the mouths of preachers and priests and holy men like venom for centuries. Religion is poison. Don't infect your babies with poison. And that's to everybody. This is NaptownBorn. Deuces.